read like an historian, to think like an historian, you can use the method, the 4 reads. All right? The first read, I'm going to mark with black. Now, we're looking for the origins and the context. Can you point something out?
Yeah, declaration of the causes in this.
Okay, so that tells us something. It's a declaration. I'm also looking for, okay, one more.
It's written by John Dickinson.
Yeah, we're looking at who's it written by. John Dickinson of Pennsylvania and Thomas Jefferson of Virginia. All right? You might want to be taking your pencil and underlining some of the stuff. Okay? And the other thing I'm looking for in the first read is the date. So 6th of July, 1775. This gives me the origins and the context. So I know, please have a seat. If you're hot, I can turn on the fan for you.
Just ask.
All right. So I have the door closed because we're going to be doing another simulation today.
Yay!
So, yeah, yay. So, the date. That tells me this is after the Boston Tea Party, after the Boston Massacre, okay, after Lexington Concord. This kind of gives me some context of where this document's going. You guys following? All right. Read 2. I'm going to underline in red. Read for meaning. The main idea. So, read along with me. All right?
I can't see.
No, you got your sheet of paper. You should have it right in front of you. Yes. What's that? Yes. That's the same thing that's on your paper.
It's just longer. That's
Just longer, just how it fit. All right, so in brief, these colonies now feel the disaster of fire, sword, and famine. We are reduced to the choice of, choices of unconditionally giving in to an unfair government or resisting by force. That is the main idea of this document. It's talking about choice. All right, we got 2 choices. Did we read the whole document?
No.
Did we understand every single word?
No.
No, that's okay. But as long as you can read enough of this document to understand the main idea, you're on the right track. Okay? So we understand this date by these people, and this is what it's talking about. It's talking about choice. Read number 3, green. All right? Reading for the argument.
Oh, I know this one.
Good. Argument. So what are they backing this choice up with? Name, see if you can find one. What you got?
Oh, they are, they're made up, they die free men rather than to live as slaves. It's like,
Yeah,
down
yeah.
there.
Well, first we have this one right here. Honor, justice, and humanity forbids us to tamely surrender. Alright? So, this has to do with the choice. He's saying there is no choice. He's saying honor, justice, humanity forbids us from just laying down and being a what?
Slave.
Slave. Yes. He's saying die free men rather than live as slaves. That's one of the arguments. That's their argument for this choice. What's he leaning to? Is he leaning to surrender or fight?
Fight.
Yes, fight.
Dude, I'm gonna fight.
Alright, what's some other arguments we have in here? We pointing them out.
Oh, solve the slavery.
Alright, it says birthright, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Protection of property. Alright, we've been dealing with the Quartering Act, right? Where British soldiers just bust down our door, come and sleep in our beds.
I wish I would.
And, you know. Alright, and it says, which we received on, that's blah, blah, blah. It's all great. Our property's great. Against all violence we have endured.
Your mom.
Guys,
Hey.
keep the side talking to a minimum. Look, the violence that we endured. We got the understanding that this was after the Boston Massacre, right?
Yes.
It's bloody. Lexington Concord. Most of you guys were doing the simulation. You died, right? Yeah.
And
You
the
got
last sentence, we shall lay them down when the violence exceeds on the part of the threatened.
Yeah.
Do some push-ups.
That's another part of the arguments that they're using. All right, so we got a pretty good understanding of the arguments that this thing's making. Now we go back to here. All right. Hold on. Now we just read this whole thing 3 times. Did it take us forever? No.
2 minutes.
But this time we're going to read this document for real, and we're going to use what we identified in number 1. Okay, the biases and all that stuff, the origin, and we're going to interrogate these arguments and evidence. All right. So I'm going to sit there and go, all right, here's something I found. 6. This is a day after the olive branch petition, wasn't it? All right, and what did we say that was written by? A bunch of loyalists or patriots?
Loyalist.
Yes, loyalists. The olive branch was written by loyalists. They wanted to remain loyal to the king. This is written by patriots, right?
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson, don't get much more of a patriot than that. They don't want like the king. Yeah, you got your hand raised?
No.
Oh, you just stretched it. That's cool. So, this is their argument against that. You come up with this olive branch? No. This is what the real course is. Alright? That's thinking like an historian. Alright. What else can we pick out of this?
In our own native land.
What was that?
In our own native land.
In our own native land?
Down, south.
There. Oh. Defense of freedom is our birthright.
Yeah.
All right. So we're talking about the Enlightenment ideas that we covered before. All right. So what I want you to do is go ahead, go back to those 2 questions at the bottom. I want you to answer them. All right. Use the evidence. Write answers like an historian would. Okay? I'll be coming around. I'll collect it if you're done. If you're happy with it, I'll help you if you need help.